Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. We are doing something a little different here. We've got some Azurite Seed booster boxes to be opening. It's been a couple months since the set came out now, but we've got some set champs coming up. We've got the Melbourne DLC coming up, so a few big events coming. So I thought it'd be a good time to look at some of these new cards that we'll be seeing over the next couple of months and seeing how they're going to shake up the meta. So we've got 3 booster boxes we're going to be opening. It'll be exciting to see what is going to change in our top decks and get a bit of an insight into some of these cards you want to try and snag up before these big tournaments coming up. Over the next month or so, I'll be looking at doing some more local tabletop play at some of the set champs. So if you're going to be around Victoria in the local area, look out for me. We're going to be trying to record some and, hopefully put some of our local players up on stream and giving them a chance to show their talent and having a look at some of the crazy decks that people are bringing to their set champs. So hopefully you guys enjoy this stuff. If you like it, subscribe, leave a comment down below on what is your favorite card from the new Azurite Seas set, and also maybe what you're playing to some of your set champs, looking out for some crazy decks, what you're going to be bringing, and hopefully we'll be doing a stream for the North America Championships. Maybe we can do a bit of deck building there in preparation for Melbourne DLC coming up very shortly. So stick around, come watch the openings, and let me know what you're most excited for and what you're looking forward to in the comments below. So going to be getting into our first box here, starting off with an Yzma pack. Let's see what goodies await us in this latest set. Alrighty, we've got a Basil here, 3-cost evasive, Sisu, Abu, Chief Bogo, a Gadget Hack Wrench, pretty good for those item decks, Cobra Bubble Sunglasses, Transport Pod, Plickly, going to be a really good cards for those blue ramp decks. When you play this character, you may put chosen character of yours into your inkwell face down exerted. Can be quite useful doing a Tipo on turn 2, going into a Plickly. However, if you don't have another character in play, Plickly does have to put themselves into the inkwell. So, bit of a high risk, high reward card. Got Owl. Ooh, and our first pack, starting off with a super rare. We have Tadashi Hamada, getting +1 strength and willpower for each item in play, and questing for 3. Can get pretty powerful. Let's see what our next card. We start off with a legendary. Let's see which one it is. The Baymax Legendary. Quite a cool new card from this set. When you play this character and whenever he quests, you may remove up to 2 damage counters from another chosen character of yours, and you get 1 law for each 1 damage you remove. So getting up to 2 law when you play him sounds pretty good to me. And for our holo, we have another Chief Bogo. And we see the return of the puzzle pieces from this set, so pretty cool from that as well. And it does have one of my favorite characters on there, Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet. So we start off with a Rafiki, Skull Rock, Prince Naveen, Prepare to Board, Yokai, Professor Callahan version, King Hubert, Nick Wilde. Pretty cool card. He does shift for 1. I believe this is our first shift 1 character. When you have an item in play, this character can't be challenged. Chip, Myrtle, and we do have a rare in this pack, Seeking the Half Crown. And another rare, Safe and Sound, protecting one of your characters from being challenged. And good job. Pretty good card for aggro decks, so not a terrible one there. And as I was saying before, that Jim Hawkins on the puzzle piece there. I'm still looking for a few pieces of the puzzle to complete it. I did open a few packs from a pre-release, so I've started collecting the puzzle there. We've got a Stitch, the Trickster one, who's actually in the number slot with the Amber cards. Fairy Ship, Gold Coin, Rue, Jumbo Pop, Kakamora, another Myrtle, Wasabi, Rescue Rangers, Jasmine, pretty interesting card. When you play, you get to choose an option. These cards are always very versatile and can be quite good to have in your decks. When you play this character, choose 1 exert, chosen damage character, and chosen opposing character gains reckless, choosing from one of those. Another rare. We Could Be Immortals. Good old Fallout Boy song there. And in our holo we have a Basil. Let's see if we can try and complete this puzzle just off one box. I think we should be able to, with the number of packs in here. Dawson, Juju, lead the way. Simba, another good option for the shift Simba. Another Nick. Option here for the shift one, getting Nick on 2 with a popsicle means you can't be challenged. Kahoot. Honey Lemon, this is a really interesting card. Another tool for Emerald discard, being able to play this instead of the Arna, I believe it is. However, this one is one cheaper, so you can get that discard out earlier. And it is inkable as well. Hero, Hamada, Tuk Tuk, Gantu. This card's seeing a bit of play around. Being able to quest for 4 and only cost 5 can be quite good. And that strength of 4 means that he won't be taken out by Medusa or even Brawl. And we've got Alice as well, another great card for that Sapphire aggro decks. We do see a resurgence now of Amber Sapphire. Playing this card, being able to give you other characters ward and +1 more is very powerful, especially only for 3. And then for our holo, we have Chip, the Ranger Leader. Alrighty, hopefully we can get an enchanted out of these couple of boxes. I think that's what we'll be looking for. We got Fred, not a bad card. The Carpenter, 100 Acre Island. Another Stitch Little Trickster. Sail the Azurite Sea. Really good new card from the set. Being able to get extra ink into play and also drawing a card later on in the game, so very versatile. Definitely put that in our playables pile. Hercules, Megabot, Hot Potato, and the big Tinkerbell, helping out the other fairy characters. Hiram Flavisham, probably not as good as the other one that lets us draw cards, but could still be interesting. 2 costs, questing for 3, and does have that 2 willpower instead, so a bit more difficult to banish. And Kakamora, the Pirate Chief, and the Microbots for our foil. Interesting early on, I think, using that Yokai and the Microbots to banish or get your opponents down to low strength, keep drawing cards, and get that 1-turn win. It's very interesting, but I don't know how good it will be. Another good job. Gazelle, quite an interesting card. Early on answers for Diablo, especially in Amethyst Emerald. Being able to give evasive to your Chernobog's followers means that you can deal with the Diablo pretty early on as long as it's not in the cove. John Silver. I do unfortunately already have the John Silver, so not going to be needing him for my Treasure Planet collection at the moment, but still an interesting card. Grand Councilwoman, Mr. Smee, and Rhea. Interesting card here. And we have a super rare Minnie Mouse. Quite an interesting card, I think. Might see a bit of play in the Ruby Amber Locations deck. Being able to bring back your Speedway finish line. Being able to get that 3 law and 3 cards could be really good with the Minnie Mouse. So it could be an interesting card. We'll put that in that pile. And we see the Kahoot for our cold foil. I did already manage to pull one of the Speedways already, so only needing 3 more to try out that deck. I think it'll be very fun. I'm not sure how good it will be. That's still one fun one to try out nonetheless. Penelope von Schwitz. We have a Hades. Interesting card was talked about a little bit early on. Having the ability to sort of make your opponents think twice about using that Be Prepared if you have a board full of characters, as you do get 2 lore for each of your other characters that are banished during your opponent's turn. And we do get a legendary here, the Tiana. I think this one's really cool. This one, forcing your opponent to pay 3 ink in order to remove that -3 buff when it attacks one of your characters. Really interesting card for some of those aggro decks, especially Amber Sapphire was trying out a bit. I think that could be very interesting. I'm actually going to sleeve that one up, as well as the Baymax. I think I should probably sleeve both of those cards. There he is. Good looking Baymax. And not to forget to mention this cold foil Ben who will be going straight into my Treasure Planet collection after I finish opening these. And I'll be sure to show you a few of those a bit later as well. We've got the Tinkerbell, which is basically Surfer Mini but in Amethyst, for those who played back then. Perilous Maze, another interesting discard card. Got David, Aladdin, Genie. Now this card's going to be really good. Already a lot of these Amethyst decks playing 4 of this card, so definitely a good one to get a hold of. Ooh, and another Treasure Planet card, this time a super rare Captain Amelia. Shame it's not the cold foil, but that one will definitely be going into my collection. And a rare cold foil, the Pooh Pirate Ship. Fortunately, I don't think it's very good, but nice to get a rare cold foil. So you guys may notice on the channel here, I've been doing a bit of Pokemon content, but once the set championships sort of start up again, I will be doing a bit of Lorcana as well. So very merry on birthday. Pretty interesting one. I tried a bit with some of the discarding decks. A Ben, I believe I already have that one. And I'm still here as part of my collection for the Treasure Planet. Another Honey Lemon. Definitely going to try and get 4 of those just to see how it goes. Peter Pan could be interesting. You know, Amethyst does have a lot of those exert characters. We have Baymax, not quite as good as a legendary one. And Owl Island, a rare location. For each character you have here, you pay 1 less for the first action you play each turn. Whenever you play a second action in turn, gain 3 lore. So could be quite interesting. And we did hit an enchanted card. Look at this Tigger. Oh my goodness. Isn't he super cool? And quite an interesting card play wise as well. Whenever you're playing an action, getting +1 strength and lore could be quite interesting with that Maui half shark. Getting lore from playing actions, getting them back and powering up this Tigger, and also having evasive going to be pretty hard to deal with, especially with that 4 willpower. So that one will definitely be going straight into a sleeve. My first enchanted of the set. Definitely a cool card to get there. And we see the puzzle piece as well. So probably won't be getting another enchanted in this box, but can't be too upset with getting an enchanted Tigger. And Tigger, interestingly enough, having his own special characteristic there in the Tigger one. Another cool little thing about him. Matt has Teapot, another cool discard card. Might be trying out a deck with that later. Ooh, we do see the gym. I don't know if I have this gym yet in my collection. I might just put him off to the side just in case. Diablo, this will be a really good card for Amethyst. Just having more 1-drops that help you draw cards and get lore. Definitely going to want 4 of those. And we see a Daisy Duck super rare. So could this next card be a legendary? Or it looks like it might be a super rare. Do you guys know what that one is? Looks like the Speedway. And it is the Finish Line Speedway. Right there. So that will be number 2 for me. 2 more to go. And for our cold foil, it is Skull Rock. Unfortunately, not a Treasure Planet card, but that's all right. We still have plenty of more packs to open up to try and get those. Alrighty, so another Gazelle. I think I might keep that one. White Rose, excellent card for that instant play lore. Another John Silver. Pluto. Now this card's starting to see a bit of play around as well. Being a 4-cost 1/5, not really that great. Bodyguard makes it a little better. But the real interesting part about this card is the Good Boy ability. While this character has no damage, he gets +4 strength. Definitely interesting in Steel Amber, being able to be a good bodyguard for those singing characters, and then also being able to heal with Rapunzel to get his strength back as well. Definitely a good card we're going to keep an eye out for. Got Nani and Stitch. Stitch, this one was actually the foil promo card from getting the Stitch gift set, so definitely an interesting foil. And we do have a cold foil Lilo. A nice super rare cold foil. This card I expect to be very good finally having a card that does something when it's in the discard pile. I don't think we have anything else that does that at this stage. So Lilo being a great card to counteract some of those discard decks, and also a great card to have in aggro decks, being able to replay back from your discard every turn. Really helping out with some of that hand advantage, especially against those discard decks where you don't hate to see Lilo in the discard, because you can just get her back. Sisu, Boo, Litwick, Basil. Got a big Tuck Duck. Alright, we've got Maleficent Staff. Now, I think this card will be really interesting. I was playing around with a bit of a fun deck that just aims to bounce all of your opponent's characters with the staff in play and get lore that way. I don't think it was very good, but definitely was a lot of fun. Playing cards like Mother Knows Best and Ursula Deceiver of All to double sing that song. With just one staff in play, you can get 2 lore, but if you have 3, you can get up to 6 lore just from singing a song, and you're not even needing to use any ink for that. So, oh, we've got a legendary here, and it is. Oh, wonder which one that one is. I don't actually know which one it is. It is Hercules. Probably one of the not as sought after legendaries, but you always love to see a legendary come out of a pack. And I really like the new sort of pattern they've got going. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, but having a bit of a sort of raised, shiny texture. Might be able to see it there, but really cool what they've done with the legendaries. So I really like that change that they made from the first couple of sets. Alrighty, guys. So we're really only sort of halfway through our box here, and already gotten some really good hits. So definitely got lucky with this box here. We got a little Tootles, Moana, interesting card. Alrighty, so definitely looking for some more of these cards that we've already pulled. Goofy and Calhoun, another great card from this set. Being a 2 cost, it is uninkable, but having 3/2, not too great. But then you look at the resist one, making it basically a 3/3, and the ability level up during your turn whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, gain 2 lore. So putting on that board pressure and the lore pressure at the same time. And we see our second treasure planet cold foil of the box, that Mr. Arrow. I really like this card as well, actually. 1/2, questing for 2, and resist means it's going to be quite hard to get rid of. Things like fire cannons won't do it. Baboom won't do it. And sort of anything else that might trade into it, you're really sort of down trading as well. So really interesting card, I think. And even better, it's a Treasure Planet card. So that one will be going straight into my binder. Fairy ship. And the Tootles. Mr. Arrow. I think I might keep this card aside. I think it could be quite good. Pay your bot. Bit of hype around this card early on. Not sure how much play it'll see though. Captain Hook and Pooh Pirate Ship. And Heffalumps and Woozles. I think this card could be quite interesting actually. Um, having the ability to replace itself by drawing a card, and also meaning that your opponent can't quest with the character you chose during their next turn. Means you can sort of slow down some of that lore gain. Could especially be good in a deck that is trying to discard your opponent out, maybe in Emerald Amethyst type of deck. Mr. Big. Now I think this card's quite interesting, and I definitely want to do some experimenting with this card. It is only a 1/1, but does quest for 3. And you see here this ability, this character can't be challenged by characters with 2 strength or greater. And now that is a lot of characters out there in the game, but I guess you're worried about things like Broom, Daisy Duck, even some of those more aggressive 1-cost characters like Maleficent and Lilo. But the cool thing about this card is you can actually pair it with Sapphire Steel and play the Cogsworth to give it resist, which means that those 1-strength characters won't actually be doing any damage to Mr. Big. And if you can give it enough resist with things like more Cogsworth or potentially I'm Still Here, or even the Cusco that's usually used for its ability to put um, location cards into the inkwell can actually be used to give Mr. Big resist as well and make it so that those action cards actually aren't able to get rid of him as well. So could be interesting. I'm not sure how good it'll be, but ooh, and out of nowhere we see a cold foil legendary, our first one, I believe, and our fourth legendary for the box here, Jasmine. Now this one's quite interesting, being able to return all exerted characters to your opponent's hand if you use shift to play her. As I was saying before, that deck that uses the staff and bounces all of your opponent's characters back to their hand. That card I was toying around with a little bit, but unfortunately I don't think we have many good low cost Jasmines to use as a shift, as a shift 5 ability is quite expensive. Alrighty, so 4 legendaries and an enchanted, looking really good at this stage. Got the Chippendale and a Pete's. And the islands I pulled from the sea. Will be an interesting card to play and try out with that Amber Ruby Locations deck. Being able to search it out of your deck in case you don't draw onto it early. But I think being uninkable, you just want to play a bit more consistency. The Rose, another great card to get. Heffalumps and Woozles, like I said before, could be quite interesting to try out. Prince Naveen, another Pluto, excellent. Ambush, I don't think I've seen this card yet. Exert one of your characters to deal damage equal to their strength to chosen character. So basically, being able to challenge a character without actually challenging them, meaning you won't take any damage returns, that could be quite interesting. And for our super rare, we have Madam Mim. Quite an interesting aggro card. Could be interesting in something like Emerald Amethyst, where you can use this ability multiple times a turn to discard your hand down and then draw back up with something like a Clarabelle. Could be really interesting, so I'll be sure to be trying that out. I think Emerald Amethyst got a lot of new cards this set and is definitely in a good position to do pretty well going into the Paris and European regionals coming up next weekend. Genie, unfortunately the wrong Genie. We do want that 2/4 evasive that lets us draw a card. See the Rescue Ranger Submarine and the Mad Hatter. We like this super rare. We'll be trying that out in our discard deck once we get enough of him. And so guys, I'll be trying to stream some local tournaments once the set championships roll around. So if you've got a local scene and you want to sort of represent and show a few of the players there, let me know. Put it down in the comments, message me. I've got my Twitter in the description. So just message me and I'd love to come down, show a few of your local players on stream during those big tournaments. Ooh, Mad Hatter's Teapot. Another interesting card for our discard deck. Now, I don't normally play with the cold foils, so I will just be putting those off to the side. Always happy to help out people who are looking for cold foils from their set to complete as well. And in return, maybe you could help me complete some of my Treasure Planet cold foils. Bellwether. Now, this card's really interesting. I think this is our first one we've pulled. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, chosen opposing character gains Reckless during their next turn. So every turn, being able to keep this character active and give Reckless to opposing characters could be very interesting to slow them down from questing to victory. John Silver, I do already have this John Silver, so I won't need to put him in our Treasure Planet pile. And we see here the rare version of our Tigger that we got as an enchanted early on. What a fun little guy there. And another legendary. We get our John Silver legendary. And as I'm sure you guys are already pointing out, this is a Treasure Planet card. But unfortunately, I have already pulled the John Silver from my pre-release. But still an interesting card nonetheless. I think a 6/6 with resist 2, quest for 2, already very good stats. And at the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to each opposing ready character, being a shift 5. Not too hard to get out, so it could be a nice tech inclusion to some decks, maybe like a Ruby Steel deck that plays a lot of locations with the 3-cost John Silver. There's the Mad Hatter's Teapot. Jim Hawkins, we've already got him in our little pile there. The Longboat. I actually forgot about this card being a Treasure Planet card and didn't even have it on my radar from this set. But now looking at that artwork, it does indeed look like it is from Treasure Planet. So definitely going to have to put that in my pile here. Cobra Bubbles. And another Lilo. That is 2 from the box. We are halfway to completing the playset of that. Definitely going to be wanting collecting a playset of that Lilo card. Being inkable as well just adds to the power of that card. So I think gonna want to have the option of 4 of those for any deck that I'm going to be building in the next set. Another Ben, another Jim, another Longboat. This is the Treasure Planet packet for sure. Energy Blast. Interesting card. It's like a Dragonfire, but you get to draw a card. Don't think it'll see much play, unfortunately. Ooh, and a super rare, we have Scar, who will be our Set Championships promo card for this next set. Interesting card. Don't think it's very good, unfortunately. Questing for 3 can be quite useful. I think the best situation for this card would be in a Ruby Amber deck, where you want to damage your own characters and heal them with Rapunzel. Or possibly even now with our new Baymax legendary that heals in a Ruby Sapphire deck. And Hot Potato as well. We are down to our last 2 packs. Let's see if we can get one more legendary. Alrighty, let's see. Helping Hand. I don't think we've seen this card yet. Giving support to a character and drawing a card. Anything that draws a card, you always got to sort of look at and think, ooh, and we have a Treasure Planet card in Billy Bones. Billy Bones actually his second appearance, I believe. And the Walrus. Now and Goofy here. Interesting card here, Goofy. Whenever this character quests, you give chosen character Ward until the start of your next turn. So if we compare back to our Alice over here, Alice does cost 2 less and quests for 1 less, but does give +1 lore as well. So I think Alice just a much better card than Goofy, and surprised to see that Alice didn't get nearly as much hype as this Goofy originally. Now we've got our Hero Hamada and a rare cold foil. Alrighty, our last pack magic. Let's see if we can get maybe that Simba legendary. Yeah, okay. Another Trickster, Mr. Arrow, Jim. A few more Treasure Planet. There's lots of Treasure Planet cards in this set. I'm really excited for it. You came back. Now this card's really interesting. One of the few cards that says ready chosen character, but without the subtext saying that they can't quest next turn. So being able to ready your characters and quest again, this could be interesting for something like that Robin Hood Sharpshooter, being able to use its ability twice in a turn, especially if you hit this you came back off the Robin Hood. And it looks like it will be a rare. Do have that yokai, which I was talking about before. So playing items named microbots for free. And whenever this character quests, draw a card for each opposing character with 0 strength. So possibly being able to play down a lot of microbots with something like a Maurice's Workshop, drawing some cards, drawing into more microbots, and then questing to draw a lot of cards once you put all your opponent's characters to 0 strength. And our last card of the box is that cold foil Mickey Mouse. So let's put our Treasure Planet cards off to the side and all of our really good pulls off to the side. So to recap, we did get our 5 legendaries and an enchanted. So pretty good box. You always got to be excited when you get an enchanted card, and got a couple of playables. Baymax and Tiana, I think, are probably the best ones. So we'll put those to the side, including our Lilo and our other playable cards, and we'll get cracking onto the next box. See if we can pull some more good cards. Hey guys, we are back here with our second box of Azurite Seeds. Let's see if we can't pull another enchanted. Now I know I might be a little bit greedy asking for 2 enchanteds, but you just gotta love the gold look on those cards. I really like what they're doing with the enchanteds. Having a different style each set really keeps your interest in those enchanteds going. So we've seen a lot of these cards before, so we might start moving a little bit quicker. And Genie, another Genie. That's 2 Genies now for these box openings. You definitely like seeing that Genie pulled. Going to be a 4 in most Amethyst decks, I would imagine. There is still a little bit of a debate going around about which one is better, Genie or the Rabbit. They both cost 4, they're both uninkable, they both draw a card when you play. However, there's still a few differences between them. The Rabbit mainly being able to draw cards when he leaves play as well, but not having that evasive tag, and Genie being able to quest for 2 and have evasive as well means he not only gets to draw a card, you can also put on some of that aggression. Rafiki and Cobra Bubbles. We got the Galactic Council Shade Bar. I think this card could be quite interesting for some location decks to Resurgence, especially with Steel having access to the John Silver, who gets +1 resist and law for every location you have in play. We did see one of those do pretty well at the most recent Disney Lorcana challenge. Another Mim and a Tadashi Hamada. I definitely think this card could be quite good, and I think it's our first one we've seen from our box opening. Having the ability to quest for 2. It is only a 2/2, but the excellent text on this character is that during an opponent's turn, whenever this character is banished, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down, then put this card into your inkwell face down. So questing for 2 means you're putting on that law pressure and sort of forcing your opponent to deal with this. And when he gets banished, you just get that extra ink acceleration. So definitely could be an interesting card to go into some Sapphire decks. Another Honey Lemon. And another Lilo. That is our third one, and we are only just a couple of packs into this box. Look at that card. And a cold foil super rare. You love to see those cards. Even though it's probably not the most playable one. Definitely any of those rare cards and better as cold foils. Always a bit exciting to see. So we just need one more Lilo now. Oh, our first rare spot is a super rare with that Mad Hatter. We are looking for 4 of these, so that's a good one to get. And looks like another super rare. It is Jafar. So this Jafar, during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, deal 1 damage to chosen character. Does cost 5 and is uninkable. I think there are better cards to be dealing damage with than Jafar. And the Gantu as our cold foil. That 2 rare cold foils in a row. That Gantu definitely being a playable card. Now I don't normally play with cold foil cards, so if anyone wants some playable cold foils, let me know, and I'll try and sort you out. Sail the Azurite Seas, definitely a good one we want to be keeping a hold of. Another Tigger, and Calhoun, that's our second Calhoun, so definitely going to be looking for 4 of those. And guys, once I get my 4 of my playables, I will be giving away some of these cards. So stay tuned for some giveaways coming in the future. Another longboat. Moana, King Sensicore, and another rare cold foil. Olivia Flavisham, very similar to her arm, however she does have the 1/1 stats rather than the 0/2, but otherwise they both cost 2, both uninkable, and both quest for 3. So very similar. Judy Hopps and Mickey Mouse. And Aladdin for our cold foil. Haven't managed to hit a legendary yet. So still going to be out on the hunt for that one. Guys, let me know down in the chat, in the comments, what legendary from this set is your favorite and which one I should be trying to pull the most. Personally, I think it's either that Simba or Tiana. Amber getting a couple of good legendaries this set. Gadget, super rare, and the White Rose is a cold foil. Definitely a playable card, but as I said, I do not normally use the cold foil, so that one's definitely up for grabs for anyone who might want it. Alrighty, still on the hunt for the legendary cards. Wendy Darling and Olivia Flavisham in the non-foil version this time. Gosh, I don't know why, but I'm terrible at opening these packs today. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any tricks for opening packs, because I definitely do struggle with them a bit. Baymax and Mama Odie. So I think I may have all the Treasure Planet non-foils now, so just trying to pull some of those foil cards. And I am still looking for a couple of enchanteds from set 3. I did open a box of set 3 just the other weekend, but unfortunately didn't pull a Treasure Planet. Ooh, now this Jim Hawkins I think I might actually not have. But yes, I did not pull any enchanted Treasure Planet cards, but I did pull an enchanted Scrooge McDuck, so can't be too unhappy with that. So just another card to add to the enchanted collection. Really going to be hoping to try and get that Scar promo card as well. I was fortunate enough to get a few of the Mirabelles from the last one. And there is our first legendary of this box, the Genie Wonderful Trickster. Now, interestingly enough, I found out the other day that this Genie, much like the Stitch Trickster, also has a bit of a trick to himself. He is actually positioned in the Amethyst cards, not with the other characters, but actually with some of the item and action cards. So, Genie also being a bit of a trickster as well. Yes, as I was saying, if you have any Treasure Planet Enchanteds, I would be interested to grab them. This Treasure Mountain, a bit of a calling to Treasure Planet, but I don't think I would count it, as it does look like it is more of a Disney Lorcana themed card. But you know what? You can see the symbol around the planet. You can see the Long Rider here. Maybe I will put it in there. Ooh, and the super rare action Bend to My Will. Very interesting card. When you play it, each opponent discards all of the cards in their hand. It does cost 7, is uninkable, and isn't a song, so going to be hard to pull off, but definitely could be an interesting card nonetheless. Alright, we're about halfway through. Definitely want to pick up the pace on some of these legendary cards, I think. You know what, even if we don't get any legendary cards, getting some Treasure Planet Cold Foils would be good as well. Another White Rose. I think that might be our third White Rose, or maybe our fourth. I think one of them might have been. And as I said, another legendary card. This is Maui Half Shark. definitely one of the better legendary cards, and I actually sort of forgot about him earlier on when I was saying which one was my favorite. Maui Half Shark, very cool card, having the evasive tagline and two abilities. Whenever this character challenges another character, you can return an action card from your discard pile to your hand, and whenever you play an action, gain a lore. So definitely an interesting card for Ruby Sapphire. Being able to play more of those cards, like Develop Your Brain and Vision to the Future, means that you will not only be able to dig through your deck, but also get access to that lore game as well. I think Maui Half Shark, even more reason to be playing more than 60 cards now, especially when you can play cards that just burn themselves to draw a card and just get lore from them as well at the same time. Goofy and Jim Hawkins. Now, normally, a common cold call you wouldn't be too excited about. Not me. I love my Treasure Planet cards. And ticking another one off the list is always good to see. Ooh, the Diablo. Definitely a good card. Gonna be keeping that one to the side. And another legendary. We're on a bit of a roll here. This one is a John Silver. One we pulled a little bit earlier. And another Treasure Planet card. Won't need him for my collection, but that is my third John Silver now. It's always good to see when the Treasure Planet cards choose you back. Now, I think the only Treasure Planet enchanted in this set is the Amelia Captain one, so hopefully going to be trying to get that one, but if not, maybe I'll be able to trade the Tigger for it. And the Peter Pan super rare. Alright, looks like we have 4 packs left. They're going to need to be good packs to hit our quota of legendaries. I think trying to aim for 4 is sort of the target you want to be aiming for. Another Sail the Azurite Seas. I think that might be our 4 now. Another Billy Bones. Mystical Tree and Winnie the Pooh are our rares. Yeah, so I think normally 5 legendaries is about the average for a box. White Rose. We've got all our White Rose cards now. Another Pluto. Stitch and Minnie Mouse. Another good card to try out in our Ruby Amber locations. Alrighty. Now, I don't think we'll be getting an enchanted in this one, but that's alright. We did already pull one. Ooh, Go to Margot. This is our first one of this card. This is another interesting card. 2 cost, Inkable, 2/2, with evasive, questing for 1. But the really important thing about this card is the Stop Whining, Woman Up ability. When you play this character, you may pay 2 ink to gain lore equal to the damage on chosen opposing character. Could be good in the late game if you're able to position yourself to gain access to some damaged characters. And another rare card in Tadashi Hamada. Another interesting one we talked about before, just being able to gain that ink ramping and also putting that pressure on the lore as well. Let's see, last pack magic, Flotilla, and Jim Hawkins, another Treasure Planet card I don't have actually. I forgot about the Jim Hawkins Super Rare. I may in fact need to get the starter deck just so I can get the foil version. I believe Jim has a foil version in the starter deck, so I might have to buy that or maybe find someone who's willing to trade it with me. But there we go, guys. Not nearly as good as our first box, but we did get a few more Treasure Planet cards we don't have, so, and a couple of really good legendaries, and our third Lilo as well. So not a bad box overall, definitely not as good as the first one, but we do have one left to hopefully give us that enchanted Treasure Planet card. Alrighty, let's get stuck into our third and final box of the video. Alrighty guys, here we are with our third and final box. Let's get stuck into it. Now, something interesting we could try is maybe I did see some other content creators doing the mega pack, which is putting the back two cards off, looking at your rare, and then ditching the rest and saving them all for the end, which I think could be interesting. So we've got our, oh, I've forgotten which one it is now. I think that might be the hollow. And then the other one is our possibly enchanted. And let's see if there's anything good in there. Nope. And I think now we've got all our base treasure planet cards, we can do this and not worry about needing to look for some of those cards. Jasmine. I think the only real cards we're sort of looking for are probably the Sail the Azurite Sea, as that would definitely be one. I think we only have 3 of at the moment. Alrighty guys, we might speed up through this process so we can get to the good stuff with the Mega Pack. Alrighty, let's skip through to the Mega Pack. Hmm. Alrighty, we're down to our last pack. Unfortunately, haven't hit too many super rares off our first rare and above slot. So hopefully we manage to hit a few legendaries. And as I say that, we get a double legendary pack. Oh my goodness, our first one of the three-box opening, and it is the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So a bit of variety with our legendaries here. This card's definitely going to be quite interesting. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may reveal the top card of a deck. Of your deck. If it's an item card, you may play that item for free and enters play exerted. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. So Sapphire having access to the ramp, being able to ramp up and play items for free. Definitely an interesting card. Alrighty, let's get into our super pack. The Rescue Rangers, the Tree, Jim Hawkins, Madam Mim again, or Captain Amelia, and the Simba Legendary. What a card. We have gotten sort of a bit of everything with our legendaries here. I think we might be close to getting one of each. We did get two John Silvers, I believe, but otherwise, all unique. Dale Bent to my will. Another legendary. Look at that. Three. Oh, and the next card's a legendary as well. Look at that. I've given it away. We are up to four legendaries. Simba definitely being the best one, I think. Go Tamago, pretty good card. The Sugar Rush Speedway. That's our third one. Let's see if we can get one more in this box. Oh, this might be our double legendary one, I think. So a second Jasmine. Yep, and there it is. We go into our cold foils. Let's see if we can get a Treasure Planet, or even better, an Enchanted. Stitch Trickster. Oh, a Daisy, a super rare foil. Come on. Ooh, I'm still here. That is a Treasure Planet one. Another one off the list. Institute Technology. Fairy Ship. Alrighty, we're getting towards the end. Let's see. Simba. Beans Ukulele. Hercules. And our last one, I believe. We got a legendary foil as well, bringing us to 6 legendaries for this box. Pretty good effort if you ask me, and that is our second Tiana. So only needing 2 more. Unfortunately, we didn't get another Treasure Planet cold foil, but that will be it for our 3 boxes. Let's do a bit of a recap. Alrighty guys, so we are back with our pulls from the few boxes we opened here. Most importantly, that's Tigger Enchanted, plus getting quite a variety of other legendary cards. We see here getting 2 legendary foils, as well as 1 each of the Amber, 1 Jasmine, 2 Hercules, 1 each of the Sapphire, John Silvers, and 1 each of the Ruby, and can't forget our Genie over here, the wonderful Trickster. We did get our cold foil Lilo, and almost as important, maybe even more important than the other cards, are our Treasure Planet cards to put in our binder. Can't see all of those, they've gone off the camera. There we go. And also a stack of very good playable cards. So let me get our Treasure Planet cards sorted and we can put them in the binder, as well as finishing off our puzzle for the binder as well. Having that puzzle with Jim Hawkins on it, it's got to go in the binder. It's no other choice really. Alright guys, I'll see you back with the binder. Alrighty guys, we are back ready to put our Treasure Planet cards in. And first off, you see my Enchanted page is looking a little bit blank, but we do have our puzzle here and we can slot in our final 3 that I was missing. to complete it. And look at that. Our boy Jim in the middle there, looking fantastic. We'll get onto our page of Jims, as I like to call it. We might put this Jim here so we've got room for the foil and the one from the starter. And then on the next page we can put in our stubborn cabin boy and the foil as well. We didn't get any extra John Silvers this set, mainly just missing those foil ones. I did already have the Captain Amelia, so just waiting on the foil one of her. And I forgot I hadn't pulled a Billy Bones, so poor Billy Bones I will have to put in a little bit later. We do have our Ben. There's our cold foil Ben. No scripts in this set. And we have our RLS Legacy. I think I'm actually going to put the longboat in this page with it, as you know, the longboat is a part of the RLS Legacy. We've got our cold foil I'm Still Here. And I think the Treasure Mountain will be going in there as well with the map of the treasure planet. And finally, our Mr. Arrow, who I actually forgot I didn't have the normal non-foil, so going to be fixing that up as well. You see, the treasure planet binder is coming along nicely. So if you see me around and you've got a card that I'm missing from the Treasure Planet series, let me know. I'm definitely going to be wanting to trade for those. So thank you all for those who stuck it out this long. It was a pretty good opening. We got a lot of good cards, ready to try out some decks. If you're keen to see me do some more Lorcana content, or even if you're into Pokemon, be sure to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment with your favorite card of the set and why, and what decks you're excited to build. And if you're excited for any that you want me to build and you want to come watch it either on stream, down below, the link is there, or even on a YouTube video in the future, put that down in the comments as well. Otherwise, guys, I will see you in the next video. See you later.